Here's something that bugs me about the Matrix. How does Neo stop the Sentinels at the end of Matrix Reloaded? If he's in the real world, how does he have powers like he's still in the Matrix? There's a few things in the Matrix movies that convinced me that Morpheus had no idea how deep the rabbit hole goes. Let's get into it. So this move, how does Neo pull it off? It looks similar to the scene from earlier in the same movie where Neo stops a whole bunch of bullets right in front of himself. But that was in the Matrix. The reason he can stop the Sentinels in the real world is because the real world that he lives in isn't real at all. It's just another layer of the Matrix. That's why when Neo is blinded at the end of the third movie, he can still see. It's because he's starting to see the code of the real world. When Neo dies at the end of the first movie, he gets shot in the Matrix and he flatlines in the real world. He's done. But the reason he could come back from the dead, other than that wonderful speech from Trinity, is that he existed in another place outside of both the Matrix and the real world. A third place where he hadn't died. And in the fourth movie, Neo comes back to life again, and so does Trinity, which only strengthens the case that they weren't in the real world when they died. They can be recreated over and over in the Matrix and what they think is the real world, because the original Neo and Trinity are perhaps one or even multiple Matrix layers away. The Matrix is well known for its green tint, and the real world is tinted blue, which makes me think that they're both artificial worlds. Green and blue are right next to each other in a rainbow, so I think the next layer of the Matrix is tinted purple or maybe yellow. Smith's corruption of Bane is another thing that shows us the real world isn't real. Smith is a program. How could he control someone who doesn't have the hardware for him to infiltrate? Smith is ones and zeros. How can he control someone who is flesh and blood? There are no chips in Bane's head, or anything that can somehow house Smith. But there is a way that Smith could take control of him, if Bane and everyone else in the real world were just in another layer of the Matrix, and Smith was leaking through into that layer. So, have I convinced you? Leave a comment if you agree with my theory, or if you found something I might have overlooked. I'm trying a new type of video here, so if you've enjoyed this content, think about leaving a like and subscribing to let me know that you'd like more of this type of video in the future. Hope you have a good one.